Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to the Suburban Rifleman. My name is Greg, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at the Steyr M95. More specifically, the M95-30. This is a modification of the M95 that was made around 1930 when the rifles were shortened to make them a little bit more useful and upgraded to fire the new S cartridge. This was the Hungarian 8x56 rimmed. The preceding cartridge, which was Austrian in origin, was the 8x50 rimmed. But this rifle's chambered for the 8x56, and we're shooting 8x56. And this is original ammo, and I'll talk about that a little bit in a minute. The M95 was used, it was introduced in 1895. It was used through a whole bunch of Banana Republic conflicts. It was used through World War I. It's probably the most successful of the straight pull rifles. When I say straight pull, there's no turning of the bolt handle to open and close the bolt. You simply pull back and push forward, and the internal mechanics of the bolt. It is a turning bolt action, actually. There are two locking lugs that rotate in and out of engagement with the front of the receiver ring. There were a few other famous straight pulls like the Canadian Ross and the Swiss Schmidt-Rubin and the later Swiss K31. The Swiss rifles were never used in combat. The Ross was an absolute disaster in the trenches of World War I. Very, very precise and beautifully manufactured thing, but it could not handle the mud and the ice and the sand and the grit and everything else of the trenches. The M95 Mannlicher, on the other hand, worked with great aplomb in the trenches and continued in service with the Hungarian and Bulgarian and Italian armies well into World War II. And the Germans actually issued a large number of these to their police forces during World War II. It was finally phased out of service, finally, just after World War II, but there's still a lot of these around. The interesting thing is the most recent surplus ammo you can get is 1938 manufactured German surplus. This has German Waffenamt markings on it. When I did the close-up tabletop of this, I picked one that the swastika was kind of scuffed off so I wouldn't offend anyone's sensibilities, but this is original ammo, so you're actually not only going to see me shooting this rifle, you're going to hear what a World War II rifle sounds like using World War II ammo, so that's pretty interesting. There's quite a great deal of Bulgarian ammo out there as well, but this is actually more common. And I don't shoot it a lot. I mean, this is an antique in and of itself, so this is kind of a unique thing. I haven't actually shot this rifle in probably 5 years or so, but we're going to put one box through it today. One interesting thing about the M95, like many other Mannlicher designed rifles, and this is a design of Ferdinand Ritter von Mannlicher, the ammunition is held in en-bloc clips. They look kind of like stripper clips, but they're not stripper clips. They're actually, once inserted, they're an integral part of the magazine and the feeding mechanism. And you'll see the entire packet is inserted into the magazine housing. When I chamber the final round, you'll see the en-bloc clip itself ejected out the bottom of the magazine housing. So we just put this in here, push it in until it clicks, and we're ready to shoot. You gotta whack it. It's shooting a little high, it looks like. Even though these sights are ostensibly regulated for 300 meters, it's shooting a little high. I don't think I've hit that gong yet. My word. See that? The clip fell out.
You're way high, like 2-3 feet high.
Wow. I want to preserve these clips. One important thing to remember is if you have one of these rifles and you're shooting original ammo or even reproduction ammo using these end block clips, don't lose the clips. There are no reproductions. These are originals, and without these you can't shoot this gun. This rifle has a non-rotating claw extractor, very much like a Mauser 98, and it will not snap over the rim of a cartridge. You cannot single load rounds into this rifle. And yes, that was just as painful as it looked. This rifle doesn't weigh much, and this is a powerful cartridge. I'm glad I'm only firing 5 more rounds. All right, we're shooting again at the 300-yard gong.
Left. It was about the right elevation, I think, but left.
Yeah, and I aimed at the bottom of the post like you suggested. I'm basically aiming at the horizon that the post is coming out.
The elevation is good.
Yeah.
The kick was a little low. I think it actually hit behind the post. There, you hit it.
Wow!
Hit it.
Hit the gong with a 115-year-old rifle with iron sights. Really bad iron sights. Okay. See if we can reproduce that.
High and to the right. One more.
Yep.
High and to the right again.
Yeah, well, I hit it once.
You did.
That's better than I expected to do, to be honest.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Alright, so that was the Mannlicher M95 30 short rifle. This one was made by Steyr in Austria. These were also made by Budapest in Hungary, firing original 1938 vintage 8x56 rimmed Hungarian infantry cartridge. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please go ahead and click the like button down below. If you hated it, go ahead and just click the dislike button. You won't hurt my feelings, but, well, you might hurt my feelings a little bit, but it helps me know what sort of content you want me to be generating in the future. If you did enjoy this video and you'd like to see more like it, please go ahead and subscribe. YouTube only cares about subscriptions. They don't care about total views at all anymore. I do. I watch every day to see who views my video, or not who, but how many views my videos get. It makes me feel great. But YouTube only cares about how many subscribers I have. Each and every subscription goes a long way to help keeping me here on YouTube. It doesn't cost a dime. It takes a fraction of a second to subscribe, and you can unsubscribe at any time if I start being terrible and you don't like me anymore. So please, please subscribe. This is e-begging at its best. And if you're interested in seeing videos on subjects other than guns, watches, knives for instance, please check out our companion channel, The Suburban Proletarian. When I post new content, I hope to see all of you here again next time. Later, guys.